Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I am very excited to share with you the magic of pine. It's wintertime, pine is abundant, and one of the primary evergreens that we talk about all the time. It is among my favorite herbs to use, especially in the wintertime, and it is just so versatile and wonderful, so I am very excited to get to share this with you. Pine's magic ranges from purification to prosperity to strength. There's so much more in between, and my goodness does it peak with power this time of year. So I'm very excited to delve into it. But before we do, this video is sponsored, so let's hear a little bit more about that. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is a website building and hosting company, and as I'm currently working on putting up a website, it is very exciting to get to partner with them. With Fluid Engine, a next-generation website design system from Squarespace, it's never been easier for anyone to unlock creative design. You get to start with a best-in-class website template and customize every detail with reimagined drag-and-drop technology for desktop or mobile. You can stretch your imagination when it comes to online design with Fluid Engine, built in and ready to go on any new Squarespace site. One thing I really love about Squarespace is their flexible website template. You get to get started with one of their professional website templates with designs for every category and use case. Then customize your look, update the content, and add features to fit your unique needs. You can make any Squarespace template do what you want, so your idea, brand, or business stands out online on every device and can be as unique to you as you dream. Another thing that I really love about Squarespace is the ease of working an online store. Whether you sell physical, digital, or service products, Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. So if this sounds interesting to you, go to squarespace.com/thegreenwitch to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring, and let's get back to the video. Alrighty, welcome back. Let's begin by talking about its general ties. Pine is masculine in nature and ties to the element of air and the planet Mars, making it a powerful and dynamic herb. Its magical properties and ties, listed in the order from strongest to least strong, include purification, protection, prosperity, healing, happiness, fertility, and strength. Traditionally, it's a purifying herb. This is listed across folklore all over the place, and we can see its purification properties coming through in even mundane uses. It's often a scent for cleaning products, and you can make a darn good cleaner with it. So there are both magical folkloric ties and physical ties to purification and cleansing. It of course is most commonly worked with during the winter months to cleanse the stagnant energy of the home, and because of its ties to happiness, it works wonders to increase joy, and also its ties to health increase good health. Cleansings can be done in any number of ways, from burning the needles, adding them to an infusion to use as a wash, making them into a vinegar to use as a literal wash. Maybe you wish to do a simmer pot, grind them down and use them as incense. The uses are endless. Another way that I love is to scatter the needles about the home and just sweep them up. And it's worth noting that its cleansing and purifying uses don't just end with the home. It can also be used to cleanse the self, and best done through bath teas or bundles. It is a perfect purifying herb for the winter months. I really find it useful in cleansing away that sadness that comes along with the darker days, and it just is kind of refreshing and rejuvenating. Now, when it comes to protection, it is also a wonderful herb. That tie to masculinity and Mars make it such. Commonly in folklore, you'll see it noted as being hung above the thresholds, so your doors and windows, to keep ill will or negativity at bay. This can be done in a multitude of ways. You can simply hang a bundle of it, tuck it into a wreath, or make it into any form of decoration to just have upon these areas. Another use of it could be to make it into an oil to anoint the doors and windows, or use it in an infusion to wash around them. Pine needles are also said to guard against illness and have historically been hung above the beds of sick individuals to help them to heal quicker, or hung above the beds, especially during wintertime, to just keep illness at bay. It'll also do this over the thresholds, keeping it from entering your home in the first place. Now, of course, do not rely on magic over medical intervention. I kind of think this is a fun additive to healing. It brings a healing energy to a place, but it should not be relied upon over other methods of healing the physical body. Next up, pine ties wonderfully to prosperity. It is noted time and time again to bring abundance to life, and it is a very good addition to money spells. I personally enjoy working with it this time of year. I think both the growing light after the solstice and also pine being a prosperous herb working together can be a perfect match in anything to bring general abundance or specific abundance into your life. Now, to jump a little bit closer to that healing side and more the happiness side, because of its uplifting scent, as is noted, it is known to brighten spirits. Similar to the ways of protecting the home from ill will or illness, placing pine above the threshold, the main door that you enter through, can increase the happiness of the home and welcome happiness into the home. This can be worked in many different ways, again with oil or infusions or whatever may feel right to you. And finally, its ties to fertility and strength. I've found notes a few times in a few different sources on pine being carried in its cone form, carrying pine cones, to either grant fertility or a long life. So the uses of pine are quite expansive as far as herbs go. It is a wonderful herb to work with in the winter, and you can really work with it in any number of ways. Some of my favorites include burning the needles. They smell divine. Adding them into infusions, again, a wonderful smell. And you can drink the tea of pine needles. It is chock full of vitamin C and a lot of good nutrients that you need in the winter, and they are very, very tasty. It really just tastes like you're in the forest. Of course, be absolutely certain of your identification and that the species you are harvesting from is edible. There are a lot of lookalikes out there, and you don't want to make a mistake. It can be a deadly one. Moving on to happier things though, pine is a wonderful cleaner and can be added to vinegar for such, and is one of my favorite ways to work with it in a mundane way. And in general, of course, keeping it on the door as a bundle or a wreath is beautiful. Now, some precautions when it comes to pine. Pine should not be ingested if you are pregnant, and it may aggravate heartburn. And if you are someone who runs kind of hot and dry, it may not be enjoyable to drink too much of it. And again, please, if you plan on ingesting pine, make sure that you are absolutely certain of the species you are harvesting from and know that it is safe to ingest. There are many, 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 many different species of pine, so it is very important to be very, very careful here. And with that, that is the magic of pine. It is a beautiful, beautiful herb, perfect for the winter time and just working through these darker days of practice. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you can and would like to, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There you can find an herbal profile on pine among many other herbs. I also share art, book recommendations, monthly workshops and live streams and more. I also have another channel where I share vlogs and more day-to-day life, more magic, herbalism, all of these good things. And I wrote a book. It's all about spell work and should bring you from a beginner to an intermediate. Or if you already know your stuff, it can expand different areas. So with that, thank you again, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.